After the ball is over, after the skein is done, after the die lot's finished, and you are short just one, many a knitter has made a tearful and desperate call, pleading with their local yarn shop, go after that ball.
Hello everybody, welcome to the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode 462, take 2. Today is not Saturday, July 10th as we are recording. It is Monday, July 12th, 2021 as we are recording.
Unfortunately, I was feeling fuzzy-brained on Saturday and I didn't do our normal checks and I forgot to turn on the microphone. I had it plugged in, I just didn't flick the thing on.
I am Marlecia, also known as Lady Fernico.
And I'm Telly, also known as Franciscan Gypsy.
We want to welcome all new and returning viewers to the Fun in the Woman Cave. If you are new, we're glad you found us. We hope you find something that you enjoy and you will return. If you are returning, we're always glad to have you back. If you are in the shadows, either new or returning, please feel free to subscribe on the little button, little red button, I think it's on your right. And hit the little bell, tap the little bell so you get notifications and you won't miss anything. If you want to take part in the alongs, the cow-lows, you know, sometimes we have giveaways, whatever it is we're doing, it all takes place in our PHN home group, which is PHN home, no, sorry, PHN, I gotta read this here. My notes are a little different this time around. PHNpodcast.freeforums.net. That's PHNpodcast.freeforums.net, and that's in the description box. And once again, for some reason, I'm not getting my show notes like I should, so I'm kind of working on a copy that I'm not used to working on, and it's a little harder for me to read. But anyway, so that takes care of that. I guess I go first.
Most definitely, you could double my projects.
This is what my daughter's head looks like. That is an oboe. Okay, and if you want to know why, you can contact somebody that most people know by now. It is a Plum Deluxe tea, vanilla cream herbal tea. Sometimes the simplest thing is the best. All organic honeybush tea, calendula, vanilla extract. Love, gratitude, no caffeine. And I tried to put my tea leaves and my sugar together in the cup so they got steeped together. And it actually turned out pretty well. You know, I just dumped everything into my little infuser thing. And
it's funny, when we done the original podcast, neither of us had a Plum Deluxe tea, and now this time we both have Plum Deluxe tea. Last time you had Tazo peppermint, and I think I had Tazo. Oh, I had the Down the Hill. I actually still have that here.
Did you want some of this or no?
Which is that again?
This is vanilla cream herbal tea.
Sure, I'll try some.
It's very, very hot.
Well, it's the tea that you're drinking.
And I'm having a lemon stroop.
It's very mild.
Well, I steeped it a minute less because I wanted to come out with yours.
Well, I think it'd be mild for me anyway. Now, I have two different teas here because I'm still drinking my breakfast tea, just like last time that you didn't see. So my morning mug is my Memento Mori, and this has our local tea place, the Vine and Leaf, which I put in. This might be my go-to morning tea because it works so well together. I have their chocolate truffle in here. So it's half chocolate truffle that was brewed in water, and then I add, when it's done brewing, a hot chocolate almond milk. So 8 ounces of each.
And I might do that. I might get another chocolate truffle to try that.
Here, go ahead,
for myself.
Well, you gave me a bunch of it. You should take one of yours back.
Oh, we have it. That's good. I don't want too much of it, you know.
And then my other tea, which is sitting here on the warmer. It's an old container for my Jane Austen. I had an extra container before we realized we could just get the refills from the actual website from Simpson Vale, but this actually has Plum Deluxe tea in it. And this is decaf Reading Nook blend tea. So it has, let me put it back on the warmer while I'm reading about it. Decaf black tea, rosebuds, lavender, chamomile, love, gratitude, natural flavor, no caffeine. It's a blend of joy, pairs of creativity, reading and writing, conversation, relaxing. I think I had tried this tea this was the very first tea I tried, but I think I tried the caffeinated version.
Right. They're both good.
Yes, they are. I think I was trying the decaf just as an option for migraines.
I don't know if I have any any Reading Nook or not.
I'm not sure if it's up to your. It's definitely a black tea.
I have the other one, Easy Like Sunday Morning, whatever it is.
Mm-hmm. Well, that one's definitely not black tea. I think it's a Rubio's or something.
That's good, but I can see where it might irritate my stomach a little bit.
Yeah, because you don't deal with the tannins very well.
Okay. What kind of soup are you having?
I'm having, I think I described the first one I saw, which would happen to be the caramel cinnamon.
Okay. I have mine. I have 3 different kinds, so I have it every other one. So whatever I pick out. So I had lemon today. Okay. Moving along. We did say that if you guys, last rendition of this podcast, that if you guys feel called to send us baby hats or baby blankets or any kind of things that you're doing for charity alongs or anything like that, we are going to be able to take them to the pregnancy center now, and it might take a little longer, but we can get them out to Evan's home as well, which is in our local yarn shop takes care of that. She's the liaison, Knitter's Magic in Winchester. So that's just throwing it out there. And of course, Comforting Crafts, we have Brittany, who is always collecting stuff. We'd like to support her. And the Amelia Project, which is VT Kimmy Kim, and then the Operation Christmas Child, which Stephanie put something, I think, in the thread. So if not, you can get a hold of Stephanie, and she can, or she might, like I said, she might have posted something. Stephanie, if you didn't post something, feel free to post it in our charity stuff. Repost it. It's fine. Okay.
Which Stephanie? Because I had to know which one to get a hold
of. Steph. Mm-hmm. I believe it's Steph. Okay. Okay. Moving on. The PHN Christmas All Year Long Cal Lal. Okay, this, I'm going to have to wear my glasses because this doesn't have the print big enough for me.
Oh, wow. That is quite small.
You know, I'm just going to turn it sideways. Okay. All right. This started January 1st and runs through December 31st, 2021, Eastern Standard Time, midnight, okay? So once you hit January 1st of 2022, it's finished. But if you see it, like we said multiple times, if you see that it's still open, you might be able to slide something in. We're not going to look and say, oh, they were here at 2 a.m. January 1st, okay? If the thread is open, you've got a gratis point there. But
on the other hand, if you're from a different time zone and we close in our time zone, it doesn't matter. We can't match all time zones.
No, we are doing Eastern Standard Time, unless one of our moderators closes out at midnight their time.
Yeah.
You know, we have one in Texas, one in Netherlands, and one in Georgia, I think it is. So, you know, just to be on the safe side, try to get it in before midnight Eastern Standard Time. Because we want you to have all the chances possible.
You might get lucky, but.
Yeah, but. And there's that but, ... Okay? Projects must be knit, loom knit, or crocheted. Previous whips are allowed, but must be worked on during the along. Chatter and pictures will be all in the same thread. Okay, this is something that we did a long time ago, okay, because it just got too confusing. One whip per project per week.
What was happening is that people weren't posting their projects in the comments and in the... People weren't commenting on each other's projects as much because not everyone was posting in both places. It just seemed it was easier to have everything in one place so everyone got to communicate and got to have their things oohed and awed over.
Okay. Chatter and pictures are on the same thread. One whip per project per week. The FO whenever it's completed. A whip for newcomers is a work in progress in case you don't know that. And an FO is a finished object. PhDs, which are projects half done, like one of a pair of socks.
I never say that.
Okay, I don't like the other
I never
term.
say either of them.
I'm just saying, okay? Stop interrupting me. Anyway, PhDs, project half done, are not considered finished objects unless you're doing a shop sample or stop. If you don't stop poking me, I'm going to poke you.
Turtle shield.
Okay.
There. You want to poke.
Now.
You want to poke Felicia.
No, she can poke you. Okay.
Where's my
Post one whip per project per week, the FO whenever it's finished. We do have prizes for this. We're doing them quarterly, and I'll get to that in a minute. Any FO in Franciscan Gypsies Designs, Patterns, Lady Fernicle Creations yarn, or my one pattern, Lollipop Girl yarns, or Laura Concert Designs patterns are eligible for 2 chances at a prize. If you have, for the finished object only. If you use my yarn or Laura's yarn with one of the featured patterns, it's 3 chances at a prize for the finished object only. You are responsible for your own multiple postings. The hashtag for Instagram is hashtag PHN Christmas All Year 2021 on Instagram. And if an FO uses 50 yards or less, please post this with another FO of 50 yards or more, okay? Operation Christmas Child or any projects going to the Christmas donations eligible for 2 chances at a prize, as are things going to the pregnancy center if they're in Christmas colors, and that kind of thing, okay? Projects that are made predominantly in the Christmas colors of shades of red, blue, green, silver, gold, purple, and pink, along with white, of course, will be eligible for chances at a prize for the FO only. Let's see here. And we're having Christmas colors for those who don't celebrate Christmas, because we want them to be able to take part. Now the third quarter prizes, we have Knit Picks Bravo Worsted 2 skeins in the avocado colorway. It's really pretty. And we have Death by Pumpkin Spice, I think, and it's a sock yarn with a small blue bag with, I don't know what, I think I'm supposed to be with pink. It says pick, but I don't know.
Probably pink.
So those are the prizes. We have 2 winners for that coming up at the end of September, okay?
Unless you're including a guitar pick, which I don't think so.
No, that wouldn't be spelled that way. Okay, now Cardiac Dysautonomia, Cal. This just started July 1st, okay? And it's to foster awareness for cardiac and dysautonomia. And like autism awareness, we've been doing this for a while, so we probably will just, getting updates on Talia is dysautonomia, and cardiac may come up now and then. It's more just to be aware, okay?
Hey, cardiac color? Dysautonomia color. We totally did that, not on purpose.
Well, last week we were both in the same shirt.
No, not last. Oh, last week.
Yeah.
Yes. Not when we did this one
No, that's not what
before. Because when we
said.
did this one before, you
I don't
were
know
wearing
what
Batman.
Yes, because you wanted to wear Nightwing.
But I didn't have a Nightwing on. I was wearing something else.
Yeah. Okay. Anyway, the cardiac dysautonomia runs from July 1st to September 30th, midnight Eastern Standard Time. And the rules are basically the same. All our rules are basically the same. But for this one, the hashtag is hashtag PHNCDA2021 on Instagram. Projects must not be finished before July 1st, okay? They can be started at any time, but they cannot be finished before July 1st. You have to work on them during the year long, okay? And that's true of any of the projects. Projects have to be red or some shade of red, including shades of pink, shades of blue, or shades of teal to be eligible for prizes. And as I said last time we recorded this was really helpful to you guys, because in the past when we only did cardiac, it was only reds and pinks. And some people don't like to work with reds and pinks.
Now, this probably doesn't have enough blue. Like, you would need more of your color that you're counting than this.
Right.
Not just like a random stripe here and there.
No. Let's see here. The same featured yarns and featured patterns, and the same multiple postings apply. If you use a featured yarn or a featured pattern for the finished object, you get 2 chances at a prize. If you use a combination of the featured pattern and featured yarn, you get 3 chances at a prize. For the FO only, you are responsible for your own multiple postings. Now, Tortoise versus Hare is our next one. I'm gonna have to do that more often.
Do what?
Put the sugar in with the leaves.
Oh, it didn't turn out very well.
Tortoise versus Hare is not our baby. It's Laura Concerts. That's Crocheting Hoovian, and she asked us to co-host. We always like to co-host this with her. Okay. Now for us, the rules are basically the same, but you must also be a member of Crocheting Hoovian, and as well as our podcast group, either her group on Ravelry, her group on Facebook. She wants to make sure that our members and others who don't go to Ravelry are able to to take part.
Right.
So we have a little thread that shows you where you can contact Laura with your FOs and whips and things like that if you're not a part of Ravelry. Okay.
I actually have put any like bunny stuff that I do in hers. I probably should create it, or just if I get drawn, maybe not say anything. But like I feel like if we get involved with things and we do something along, we should post it so people can see it after the fact, because people have a chance to chatter. But
well, I don't. It's fine. I mean, post wherever you want. It's just I have to post the work I've been doing when I get to that point. Post some of the work I'm doing in her. I always forget because it's on Facebook. I always forget.
Right.
But anyway, I want to get through this. See, like I said, normal rules. For Instagram, please use the hashtag Tortoise versus Hare 2021. The featured patterns, the original featured patterns were Timmy the Timid Turtle, Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle, Tara the Sea Turtle, Oops the Bunny, and Valeria the Bunny, all Franciscan Gypsy designs. And then we picked up also Laura Concert's Birtle pattern. But any bunny or turtle pattern that comes from Franciscan Gypsy Designs or Laura Concert is a featured pattern, as long as it's either bunny and or hare or versus hare. Doesn't even have to be toys anymore. And if you use Laura's yarn or my yarn that happens to be bunny themed or turtle themed or that kind of thing, like I have Rabbit and Secret of the Ooze and Bria Kashan, all that kind of stuff. Laura might have some as well. She has Sea Turtle, I think. So if you were using those yarns, that would be a featured yarn. Okay. And if you used the featured yarn with the featured pattern, you have multiple chances at a prize. Okay. Let's see. Okay, so that's basically it for that. We look forward to seeing all that. I'm liking all the progress, all the activity we're having.
Yes, I do too. And I'm going to try to be, I said this on the last recording that didn't go through, that I'm going to try to create a time spot every day where I know I go and check it at check our PHN home and try to comment somewhere. So I'm a little bit more of a presence. I usually don't comment necessarily in the project threads, because that's what I usually do. I don't want to lose track of the last person that I used for a
for the front
thing
intro.
Because if I go too far, I can't. It doesn't put me where I last was, where I stole pictures for that. And I want to be able to make sure that I don't do people double, that I do give everybody a chance. And if I get too far along the project threads, I don't do that.
Right.
Now that being said, I could be proactive and actually save things ahead of time.
And I have been trying to be active. I usually tend to be active in the episode threads, and then I will try to pop into at least one of the threads.
Well, I felt bad. There was one episode where people did a lot of commenting. I think it was the one after I had to leave early because of
emergency room.
It was the next episode, and there were people commenting in PHN home, but I hadn't gone there, so I missed people commenting in there, and I felt kind of bad about that.
Well, they understand. I mean, that's we tried to keep up with them. I think I tried to answer everybody there, but I'm not sure. It was a very hectic time, and then
Well, poor Jodidiah didn't get answered, and I think that Rena as well. And I was like, oh, I'm sorry, I'm a horrible podcaster.
Well, they are Rena and Jody and all these people. We have absolutely fabulous PHN family. Our group is absolutely amazing group of people. They just are, and it's
okay. So it's probably bad, but whenever I hear the name Jody, and anyone else who's heard this musical maybe gets it as well. Musical called Assassins. There's a song where they have two people singing. It's actually a duet, but they're talking about different people. One person is talking about her obsession with Charles Manson, how she wants to get him out, and the other person's talking to Jodie Foster. And whenever I hear Jodie, I hear him talking to Jodie Foster. It's actually a really pretty song that you start listening to, you're like, oh, that's actually kind of wrong. Because it sounds like, oh, this is such a pretty duet, they're in love, blah, blah. And like, oh no, she's in love with a psycho, and he's obsessive.
Yeah. I was in college when that was happening.
When the Jodie Foster thing happened? Mm-hmm.
She was at Harvard while I was at Southern.
Okay.
And not at Harvard, at Yale, while I was at Southern. And I was like, oh my gosh. So, we are of an age. So,
well, the only thing, I know she probably did other things, but the only thing I can think of her in is that, blanking last that one with what's his name, where he would eat people.
Oh, Hannibal Lecter. The Silent Lambs.
Silence of the Lambs.
Yeah.
Because he was, even though I've never seen it, just enough the clips sticks in my head. Because I can see her talking to him in my head. And he did an excellent job, just a little bit I saw of it.
Yeah.
Like, he was super
Well, they're
creepy.
both really good actors.
What else was she in?
She's been in several things. I just can't think of offhand. I think she was in Paper Chase. Or was
I don't
that
know
Ryan
what that
O'Neal? Ryan O'Neal's daughter. I forget. I get Tatum O'Neal's stuff and Jodie Foster stuff mixed up sometimes. But she was... Jodie Foster recently was on something where she was on an airplane, and
I didn't even know she was acting still. I thought maybe that whole thing, like, maybe
she
turned
does
her off of that.
She does a lot of I think she does a lot of directing now.
Okay.
But okay, I haven't had a chance to finish my Stroop because I had to talk. Okay,
I need to switch out where my warmer is so I can bring it a little closer to me.
my first project this time is different from my first project last week.
And she
Last
has,
time.
what, 11?
I have 11.
Yeah, and I have, I think it's turned out to be 6.
In my Mama C Words bag is the Lady Caprice from the Terra the Sea Turtle pattern by Talia. And I'm using an E-hook, and the yarn that well, actually it's the yarn at us now, DK, and Marigold Jen worsted, and Dragonfly Fibers worsted. So I'm getting to the point where I probably should think about maybe stuffing this pretty soon. But
I really do love that colorway that she created for you.
This color-
I think it's gorgeous.
Cappy, this color is Lady Furnico colorway that Cappy did for me, based on my old ball band. And
I'm glad it is something that you could keep, because that's such a pretty colorway.
yeah, I love it, and I have some more that she gave me to do her shawl with. I just haven't done her shawl yet.
Okay.
And this
More
is,
that color?
yes,
Sweet.
and I think that's what it is. I have to go look. And this is my show notes blinked out on me. This one I think is Dragonfly Fibers Villainous.
Yes, that's Villainous.
And then the
It's the same yarn as the sweater I gave to you that I made for myself.
right, and then this is the Tangerine Speedo by Marigold Jen. So I have. Let me see here. I thought I had more. Did I not do the legs on this yet? I guess I haven't. I'm a little less far along than I am on the other turtle on Terra. But I like this color. This is going to go upstairs in my bedroom because I think Daddy will be happy when I replace Ugly Dog and Pippin.
Right, with
something,
yeah.
he's going to have an army of turtles up there instead. But so
If I made you, like, one of those pretty, like, Mary Jane tea room animals,
Aw.
would you want one of them up there?
oh yeah, I take
Like
that.
one of the ones with all those fancy color work and stuff. You can look
Yeah,
through the Mary
yeah,
Jane
yeah.
You can look through Mary Jane tea room's patterns and decide which one you would want up there. Because I think Dad would like that one up there.
I think he would.
There is Bo the rabbit's sister, but there's also other ones that are not bunnies. Not any
Well, I'm
turtles.
still waiting for the platypus from what's her name,
I need to.
and my horse.
And your horse.
But anyway, in the meantime, I have these, and I love this color. This colorway is special, and I want this turtle to be upstairs, and then probably the twin baby turtles will be upstairs as well. But yeah, I worked on this over the last couple of days. I'm not sure where I worked on it, but I was listening to a podcast or something. And then my next one, speaking of turtles, in my Mama C medium owls bag, this one, because I have a set of these, I love, is my September the Baby Turtle and October the Baby Turtle from the Biddy the Bashful Baby Turtle pattern. And I did a little bit of work on this. This is October. So,
Oh, that reminds me. I think because this is at the back, Christina, I am using the hot pads. I've put 1x1 tea warmer by my bed so I can put my water on there. It doesn't move all around. It'll sit on the hot pad by my bed because it tends to slide on the table. And then I put the other one by my desk because I have a really bad habit of when I stir my tea and I set down my thing, it like wants to drip all over the place. So those bunny things are getting used a lot now.
my Bibleverse one is up here where I can see it because I love it.
I do have my Bible verse one on the desk, so that way, because that's where I pray and do my Bible readings and stuff. So I just make sure I don't set my spoon on that part. I set it next to it.
My other one's in the kitchen. I'm like, don't use it.
I know I'm going to have to wash the one that I drink with my tea with, but thankfully it's a light brown color, so the tea doesn't really stain it too badly. It fits in there.
Now this turtle is going to end up probably being a mirror turtle because I did the opposite of the back post or whatever it is that to get the thing to pop up that one row. So I'm probably going to it's going to look a little different because I'm going to turn it inside out.
Oh, well, that's interesting.
So yeah, I'm going to do it this way. So it has its little.
Did you change what I
probably just did it the wrong way around. Because see this one.
I don't think the back looks as pretty, Mom.
Actually, I did the same thing on this one.
Well, then just keep it the way it is front ways, because I think it looks prettier front ways.
Okay, so I'll do it this way then.
I just don't like the back of the stitches as well.
So this is October, and this is September. Who's September?
This is just that's the way they were made.
That's the way they were created.
They have uniqueness.
Yes, and the yarns I'm using for this, I'm using Dragonfly Fibers Traveler in the Sheaf colorway, Marigold Jen in the Fresh colorway, and Mad Tosh in the Liquid Gold. So this is the
That's Sheaf.
Sheaf. This is the I lost the name.
Oh, my brain can't pull it out.
Oh, that's Marigold Jen Fresh, and then Mad Tosh is the Liquid Gold.
Yeah.
Because apparently I have no brain.
Well, I was sitting here like all I could remember was Liquid Gold. I'm like, that's not Liquid Gold.
No, this one's Liquid. This Liquid Gold is gorgeous.
Yes, it is. That was part of the original Timmy.
Yep.
Because I designed the original, not Timmy, Biddy. I designed the original Biddy with Mad Tosh because, as you do,
Yes.
Mad Tosh is totally for toys.
I keep seeing Heidi. I always.
Oh, I think Heidi died when I did that. But
I was afraid we were going to give her a conniption.
but it's like it's pretty, and I want to work with pretty yarn. And at that time, I was making mostly toys. So
And Heidi is amazing. I don't
So
know, she's
it-
still podcasting?
Mom, I'm the worst person to ask about that. Usually, I hardly ever watch.
I know she's got a lot going on in her life right now.
A lot of times, if I watch stuff, it's going to be history stuff. And I have then a couple of dietary type things that help me try to keep on track with it's very easy to gain weight when you're not able to be physically active due to activity intolerance. So I have these podcasts that I watch that really help motivate me to eat better, and to have more less calories than what I burn. So yes,
It's your turn.
yes, it is, and it's a very short turn, so don't get too comfortable. I worked a little bit on Davina's Christmas stocking design. That's why you can't see it. It's in my Silver Shed USA Peanuts Christmas bag. I really do love my Christmas bags. I have 3 of them.
Did I get you that one or did Davina?
I think you did. If you didn't, I got it. But I think this was a gift.
I think it was.
So I think it was from you because Brittany got me the Christmas ornament one.
That you always have
Davina got me the Oops Christmas one, and then you must have gotten me this one.
Right.
I really love the length of it, and I'm not sure if I would have thought of getting this length on my own.
Right.
But it's perfect for Christmas stockings because what's nice about it is I have 3 colors going in here, and of course one of them decided to get stuck on the zipper. Hold on. Anywho.
Need help?
Oh no, I'll figure it out. Okay. So, what's nice about it, I'll fix it in a second when you're talking about yours, is I can line them up next to each other in here, and there's a perfect amount of space for that.
Well, Anne's very talented. She will definitely be missed. And I'm so excited we've got her for the bags.
Yes. So, me and my yarn are having an argument.
Not you and your dog and some yarn?
But sorry, can't focus. So yeah, I put in the scrap yarn to prep for the heel, and I'm working on the foot now.
Okay.
So yes, progress made. Haha, I'm free.
Free.
Initially, I actually even zipped it all the way in, which is why I was getting flustered.
Right.
There we go. That doesn't usually happen. I'm usually able to protect my arm better than that. Oh, I found an alternate use for DPNs, Mom.
Oh, yeah? Your hair?
This works for smaller ones. For DPN holder.
Oh.
This works for smaller ones. It was a really small one someone had given me. I think Laura maybe. I put a highlighter and a pen in there.
Oh, nice.
Closed it, and then I had an easy way to keep them together in
Right.
my prayer bag.
Nice.
Where I don't have a nice, easy place to put my pen and stuff for mass.
That's nice.
So, alternate use for smaller DPN holders.
The bags are very versatile, different kinds of bags.
So,
Okay.
I might in the future have to pick up small DPN holders just for that.
Yeah, that'd be good. I might have to do that myself. All right, in my Mickey Mouse, Cloverbird Mickey Mouse bag is my Spoiled Bunny Stomp scarf from the Cerebel pattern by Sarah Sweetheart. Just lost my stitch.
Who knows?
It's okay.
I'm just trying to bring up my
There. Now
show
this
notes.
is the Spoiled Bunny Stomp one, and it's growing because I work on it. Go figure that, right? Here, I'm gonna
Stuff
excuse me, Talia.
grows when you work on it?
It's quite long. It's past Talia on one end and past me on the other, so my wingspan.
It's like about my shoulder.
It's longer than my wingspan.
Yeah.
And so I'm using Test Designer yarns, and it's a worsted color, worsted weight. And Talia got me this, long time ago for Mother's Day. It still has quite a bit of yarn, but the stitches are pretty big, so I'm not sure. Maybe I'll have this finished in the next podcast or two.
I think it's going to be a little while. I think that it might last longer.
Oh, we'll see. We'll see. I might just have to prove you wrong.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, I'm not sure what this colorway is because it didn't have it on there. But I like this. I like this pattern. It makes me happy. It goes really quickly. If I need a quick gift, I can make something with, in this pattern and know that it will be finished relatively quickly.
Right.
I mean, I've done cowls for this for people, in a few hours, as witnessed by the fact that one retreat I gave a bunch of cowls to people and I made them out all that time during that time period.
Yeah, because you were making one after another in the car.
Yep. And sometimes when I was sitting in the hotel.
Right. Well, and I think at that point you were also doing them during talks.
Yeah, a little bit, but I don't like to do them during talks because I like to take notes.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't do a lot of knitting or crocheting during the talks because then I think I'm going to miss something that I want to write down. Especially when Father Matt is doing doing the notes, doing the talks because he tends to be, very informational.
Informative?
Yes, that too. Okay. Let me see what my next one is. Oops.
It's a bunny.
All right, my next one is in my Knitting's My Bag, very soft, dark field with purple roses or flowers. And this is my Welcome Little One project from the On the Porch blanket knitting pattern by 5410. And this is in Lady Furnicle Creations Bare Necessities. So you can see that it's growing. And this is nice. I just have to make sure of where I'm at on the pattern. I fixed the written notes that I had, so now I should be okay.
Which project was it that you needed me to fix?
I'll get to it.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't gotten to it yet. So that's this. I think I'm maybe a quarter to a third of the way done with this. I'm not quite sure because this is a bulky weight yarn. So we'll see how quickly this works up once I have the time to sit down and actually do it. Okay, so it's your turn.
Alrighty, so this one was not something that I had started when I recorded the first time around. Or not, it's been started for a while. I hadn't worked on it in a while when we had recorded the first time. But I did end up working on it this time. This is Bo the Bunny by Mary Jane's Tea Room. He's probably going to end up a front room bunny because Dad liked the way he looked. So,
Oh, did you get the white one?
yeah, I
Okay.
have everything.
Okay.
He has been in this position for a while. He needs his pants and his sweater. But he has his shoes and his little
He should
leg
be ashamed
warmers.
of himself. This is a family-oriented podcast.
So there's,
Look how cute he is.
well, his body anyway.
Yes.
But you get an idea of how cute he's going to be. Now, originally, in the actual design, it's red stockings and everything. I just decided to flip it to do more blue. He's going to have a red hat, whereas it was I'm changing some of the colors the way they have it.
You don't have to do their colors.
But I'm hoping I won't run out of this main yarn. I know where to get more of it if I do.
What is it?
I'll tell you in a second because I'm not sure. The brain is not working.
Color's pretty.
It is. I have a bunch of yarn like it because I used it for my Tilly design.
I thought so. Yeah.
So, I don't have much of this one left. I have the other. This is Peruvian Highland wool. This is Cascade 220 Heathers.
Right.
So it should be fairly easy to get a hold of if Cascade's still doing the color.
We got that from the shop in Warrenton before it changed hands and moved.
Yes, now I did pick up some more online later.
did
Yeah, but when I was doing Davina's. Because hers, I think, is this color. The original one was a darker one. So I finally figured out how to do the ear right. Because the first time I did the ear, I thought I did it wrong, so I ripped it out. But I read further and understand now that you're supposed to fold it like this. So it kind of will sit
Oh, nice, yeah.
like that and it'll have this cute little bend to it. So he has one ear done. No head yet, but he has an ear done.
He can hear, but he can't see.
Or think or anything because he doesn't even have a head.
Well, can he hear if he can't think?
Probably not. And then the second ear has been started. And this was... I didn't get a lot of knitting done yesterday, but he was most of my knitting yesterday. I do want to... I think I finally did purchase his sister, who has a cute little dress.
Aww.
He's the one that I fell in love with first, which is why he's the one I started first and purchased first. Let me see if I can show you the front page for him.
Aww.
So
cute.
this is Bo. He is absolutely adorable. And that's Mary Jane T. All of her patterns are adorable.
They're adorable. They're really cute.
Hers just really are the kind that you would see. They make me think country.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's the kind of stuff you would have in a house that's got the country type style to it, which is kind of style we tend toward.
We have a country/mission, and then Catholic.
He fits in with that feel.
Yeah, we have some stuff like from Cracker Barrel and stuff in our house that
Cracker Barrel and Hobby Lobby.
Hobby Lobby.
And I mean, we have toys that we picked up at either of those places that
They're not toys.
well, statues or whatever
Yeah.
that match the kind of feel that this bunny gives off. So Bo will fit right in.
Yeah.
Which is weird because I had no idea where I was going to put him. I just wanted to make him. There was no planning when it came to that.
No, sometimes you just see something, you're like, I want to make that. Don't know
Right.
what I'm going to do with
I have
it.
no idea what I'm going to do with it, but I want to make that.
I want to make that, and I want to use this yarn, and I don't know what I'm going to do with it afterward, but oh well.
And then it's also like, and I know I want to keep it.
Yeah. Well, you put that much work into it, you know. It's got to be a special person to give it to. All right, let me close this off here. If I can find... I've had a bad habit of like catching the hook instead of the stitch.
Now, Bo is knit flat. Mary Jane Tea Room's patterns are knit flat, which is kind of nice.
Kind of like that other lady's.
Knittables, yeah.
Yeah.
But they definitely have a very different style. Knittables, you can see that they're cuttable.
And I still like those.
And you wouldn't cuddle with Mary Jane Tea Room. Mary Jane's Tea Room.
Oh, I don't know.
I guess you could.
A kid would.
I mean, it doesn't have like plastic eyes or anything. So
It doesn't have any wires or anything like that.
I guess it just gives me the feeling because he's so fancy looking.
It can do dual duty.
Yeah. He's got a lot more shape. Well, I guess the other one has some shaping, but he feels like he's more shaping. I don't know.
Okay. My next one is in my Ploverbird pink and purple teacups bag. And this is my Comfy Cozy Shawl from the Scrap Shawl pattern by Anastasia Zattel. And I'm using Miss Babs in this. And this is mine. Okay. I wanted to have a different color. My blue one is really heavy. My Zarina one. But this one is lighter. Sorry, Taya. So you can see it's growing. I'm not really sure how far I'm going to go with this next row that I'm on before I change colors. But But yeah, it's moving along. I didn't do a whole lot of work on this because I had something else that I wanted to work on most of the time. And like I said, we added a couple projects when we found out that we had to podcast.
Mm-hmm.
But I had something else even then that had taken up most of my time for projects, so I didn't work on this one. Do I have one more? 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I have one more. Okay, my next one is in my Mama C Large Owls bag. See? What's that? Yay! Makes me happy. This is the bag and wrap from the Burrow Wrap pattern by KF Jones. And I'm using Dragonfly fibers in Kelpie and some other yarn that might be Miss Babs. And as I said last time we recorded, I haven't done a whole lot on this.
And we weren't sure that this was Miss Babs. We thought it might have been different to the dyer.
Yeah, well, something is Miss Babs in here.
Yeah, it just this really doesn't
Yeah, I don't know what this is.
feel like Miss
This
Babs.
might be Dragonfly fibers, might be Miracle Jen. I don't know what this is.
But it doesn't have a Miss Babs vibe to it.
But in any event, this is how it's working up, and it's really pretty. It almost reminds me of Nightwing.
Mm-hmm.
And this, I'm. If I just sat down, I could finish this section and go on to the next one. Let me see. Where's my? That can't be right. Oh, here I am.
I'm sorry, I'm hearing Peter Lorre. Where am I? Here I am.
What? Oh, wow! I am really close. Look,
Oh, cool.
right? I mean, everything else is
I guess so, yeah.
okay. So I'm closer than I thought. I must have done more work than I thought. I don't know when I did it, but okay.
I'm surprised I don't remember the quote.
I can't think about it right now. So yeah, this is a lot of fun to work on.
He was in a window box.
Oh, right.
Right before you found the body.
Yeah, I got it. Okay.
Okay. So, I have one to show now, and this is the other bunny that we were discussing. This is Augusta the bunny, and that's the project name. The pattern is Knittables Bunny by Sarah Gasson. I'm using Lion Brand Heartland in the colorway Black Canyon.
I like that color. That's a pretty color.
So,
The Heartland colorways are pretty.
yes, they are.
They have depth. Unexpected depth.
There she is so far.
Ooh, pretty.
And let me find her other leg. We're starting to make limbs for her. So, first leg, now again, she's also knit flat. So her first leg hasn't been sewn and stuffed. Here's her second leg. So after I finish the other leg, then we'll have arms. Oh, and then it's tail, and then I get to make her nurse's outfit.
Yay.
She's one that I can make multiple outfits for. I have several outfits set aside. Now, I could make multiple outfits and then just change her outfits for myself, or I could just make multiple bunnies and give them each a different outfit, but I don't keep them all. Because this was designed with charity in mind. So they were made to be easy to make and durable. So, and I love the long lop ears here.
So cute. So cute.
So she is really cute. Again, Knittables has more than a bunny. The original one was Teddy.
Yeah, I have that pattern.
And I have that one too. She has several others. Those were my favorites. I feel like she might have a fox, a mouse.
Mouse, yeah. Does she have a hedgehog?
No.
She doesn't have an owl yet, because I looked.
Yeah. Well, I think she tends toward mammals.
Mm-hmm.
And a hedgehog is a little bit harder, I think, to make look cool in clothes.
Yeah. Yeah, I can see that.
But I can't remember all the other animals she has simply because I focus on the bunny and the bear.
Okay. Let's see here. Finish the stitch. Where's my thingy bobber? There it is. Okay.
Where's my wandering canary?
Here's my wandering canary. C.K. Dexter Haven, you have unexpected depth. Yes, reference. Both of those come from the same place. Okay.
Yeah, that last one just about gave away the game.
It depends if they know the movie. Okay. In my Silver Shed USA TMNT bag, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, there we go, is my Arwen's Hooded Cowl from the Thorin's Hooded Cowl pattern by Epiphenora. I don't know. I hope I didn't butcher that too badly. Anyway, I did make some progress on this, but I had to stop because I think I dropped the stitch on this.
Oh, okay. Let me finish this.
I don't know if I was holding it loosely and I missed one or what.
Did you mark where you think you dropped?
I'm at it.
Okay, sweet. All right, let me go ahead and I'll take a look in a sec. I can finish this row in a second. Let me see.
So, I don't know what I did here. But
oh, yeah, you definitely did something here.
I think I picked up one. I don't know if I picked it up right next to it. But
Okay. Yeah, it looks like that's exactly what you... Oh, hold on. What's going on here?
Well, there were two stitches. I might have tried to pick it up and didn't do it right, so... Yeah.
Okay, that's what happened. Alright. You didn't pick up this here, this leg here, and then this leg here.
I'm still not really good at looking at what I'm picking up.
It's still very loose, like you did try to knit in there. Now, it might work itself out, but... oh, hold on. There's another dropped one. Yeah, you dropped quite a bit right on along this area here.
Oh, did I?
Yeah.
I think I have one more to do, right? So I'll do that while you're talking.
Yeah.
That. Okay, my next one is in my Silver Shed Green Star Wars bag. And this is my Mad Hatter cowl from the Cerebell pattern by Sarah Sweethearts. Because apparently I just like this pattern. But you guys would never have known that.
All right, Mom. You're fixed. It's
Okay.
might look a little bit looser, but I think it'll block out.
Okay, thanks. I don't know what I did. Why I dropped
Honestly, what you did was it looked like you laddered down.
I laddered down.
Yeah, you laddered down on this stitch here. Because I had to go and pull it, pick up a stitch, pick up a stitch, pick up a stitch, all the way up that one stitch. So...
well, like having those drop stitch things that they do in the...
well, except that there needs to be something to keep it from dropping all the way down to nothing.
right, but which was the garter stitch, right?
Yeah. Well, it can still drop past the garter stitch.
I don't know why
It's not magical.
Okay, well, let me see here. This goes back here. Anyway, thank you. This is... I'm not really happy with this.
Well, that was there before any drop stitches.
You said it would block out. But...
yeah, and then it'll block out. It's probably something to do with your gauge. I think you're a looser knitter than me. But my yellow one also is a little bit looser for whatever reason.
So this is... I did make quite a bit of progress on this. But I had to stop so Talia could fix that for me. Because I tried it, but I knew I wasn't finding all the legs or whatever you call it. So I like this project. It's just for some reason I'm having a hard time keeping gauge on it tight enough.
Mm-hmm. And if you try to mess with your gauge too much, that's when you hurt your hand.
Yeah, I'm not going to mess with my gauge. It's going to be loose, that's all.
Mm-hmm. Well, that just means you'll be more comfortable wear during...
summer or whatever.
Yeah.
So, this is my Mad Hatter cowl. And
or fall.
What?
Fall when you're kind of that...
oh, right. So this is just... it's made a little bit of progress. I worked on it a little bit, I think, last night or maybe right after the podcast or something. So it's going a little more slowly than the other one because I keep forgetting it's there. So,
that'll do it.
yeah. And it's a nice bright one to work on. I just keep forgetting it's there. Okay. That takes care of me.
Okay, so I think my next one is the one I just finished rowing, which is good. Yeah. So in my Kitties in the News bag, and I'm going to read the same story I read last time that you guys, let's see. Actually, you know what? I've never read this one. I
Which
feel like
one is that?
Okay, so Message from First Cat on Animal Planet by Astro Abyssinian. It's a cat's paradise up here, reports Curl Armstrong. I don't think I'm ever coming back. Nip grows on trees, and everyone knows how we feel about trees. No one ever grows old, and every cat gets free health care. I have found my purpose. Purpose. Everything is free, and it's okay to sleep all day. How catatonic. The felines from the other planets are really hot. As we speak, the fat cats on the planet are arranging for weekend shuttles so you can all visit. Forget the man on the moon. How about the cat on Animal Planet? Book in advance to save a space fare. Check for weekend getaway specials. Yeah, I know I've never read that one.
No.
So hold on. Here's Curl Armstrong. So yes. There he is. And then the sweater. So I have, where'd my notepad go? There it is. The project is Lake of Shining Waters. The pattern is the Anne sweater by Joanna Johnson. It comes from Joanna Johnson's Green Gables Knits pattern book. And I have 6 rows before I go to the bottom ribbing. And then after the ribbing, I get to pick up for the, if there were buttons, it would be called button band.
Pretty good.
So,
Very nice.
it's a nice long sweater.
I like long sweaters.
It's something that would go very nice with the sweater that the shirt I'm wearing now. And yeah, I'm looking forward to having this. My other sweaters are looking forward to this being done so that they can be worked on. Looks like I'm going to be adding a new yarn pretty soon. But yeah, I think that I've done about 5 rows since I did the other non-existent podcast.
Right.
So,
The podcast that,
I mean, it's existing still on my camera saved, but there's no sound.
right. Just a little frustrating, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's see. My next one is in my Silver Shed USA blue PHN Faces bag. This was our first commemorative bag that my husband did the artwork for. For those of you who are asking, my husband's working on the artwork for the new one. So we'll let you know. We'll keep you updated.
Yeah, he won't let us see.
Nope, can't see it. This is the by special request shawl for the project from the scrap shawl pattern by Anastasia Sattel. And this is for Talia. Got Mad Tosh and Miss Babs in this. And so you see the Mad Tosh and the Miss Babs, and you can see that I've started to add the zing, which is Miss Babs.
Very cool.
So, yeah. So this is kind of, it's growing. It's fun.
The zing is going to brighten it up a bit because right now it's very cool.
That was meant to do that. It was a little concerned that it wouldn't fit, but I think it's going to be fine.
Well, especially if you add in that one, I think it's Scenic Route, that has greens and purples and blues in it. It kind of pulls in.
And that might be more toward the bottom.
Mm-hmm.
Because I don't have a lot of that yarn. We'll have to see what I haven't decided yet. This is a scrap shawl, so you can do whatever you want. It doesn't matter. The yarns can seem to clash. They usually work out pretty well. So hopefully that. And this is easy to take out if I need to. So, because I just grabbed a bunch of things that
even had a prayer of going together.
So you can see the differences.
Yeah. Mine's a lot cooler.
This one's yours. Goes in this bag.
Yes.
And this one goes here. Okay. So that's that one. And I'm excited to see all the Cerebels and Anastasia Sattel's shawls coming up on the boards. It makes me happy. I like...
well, you constantly have at least one, if not 2 of them on the go. So, I mean, it makes sense.
Okay, my next one is in my B-Wing Country bag. It's this one here. And thank you, B-Wing, Brittany. This is my... Oh, there goes my show notes again. Okay. This is my Country Roads blanket from the Jelly Roll blanket pattern by K.F. Jones. And this is just a bunch of different yarns. Malabrigo, I think Dragonfly Fibers, Miss Babs, all that kind of stuff is in here. And I think I did a little bit of progress since the last time I showed you, but not since the last time we recorded. So you can see that it's growing. I will start, like I said in the last time we recorded, I will start learning a new skill when I start doing the second strip. So I'm kind of excited about this.
Good.
This doesn't have the same feel as blocks for whatever reason. I have a block against blocks.
Right now, it doesn't have the same feeling as blocks. We'll see when you start getting to picking up.
Well, I wasn't doing the picking up for the blocks.
Oh, it's just the actual block making that.
I just got tired of. I don't know. I'm not sure why. Maybe because this grows faster. I don't know.
It
But
grows differently.
Maybe I don't know.
Because it wasn't like you were using fingering weight or anything.
I don't know. Doesn't matter what I use. I can make dishcloths. I can make a few blocks, and then I get bored.
Mm-hmm.
So we'll see, or something. There we go.
Okay. I'm so sorry, guys. Let me look at my shows to see what's next for me. Alrighty, so in my Silver Shed USA Bat Signal bag is the Puget Sound project. The pattern is the Fundamental Men's Pullover. That's for Dad. I'm using Cascade 220 worsted in the colorway Puget Sound.
And she had to lower her voice because my husband's home,
Yeah.
still recuperating.
He doesn't usually watch this far into the podcast.
No, he'll watch parts of it to see how the lighting is and how the sound is and things like that.
But this is pretty deep into it. I mean, he wouldn't be watching an hour.
No.
So
I was surprised that my sister watches.
does she still, you think?
You can never tell with your aunt. She might.
Well, if she does, hi.
Hey.
So this is the back of his sweater. Been done for a while. And this is the front.
There we go. Pretty.
So
That'll look good on him.
it's actually fairly lightweight. Oh, something occurred to me. What do you think what do you think that the Scrappy shawl by Anastasia Zittel would feel like in a bulky?
Heavy.
Mm-hmm.
Very heavy. I mean, I could use a bigger hook to take some of the
Right.
bulkiness out of it.
Because I was like, that could be potentially like super duper
I'll have to try
comfy
that.
warm. Like a winter cuddle reading with a cup of tea shawl.
It's kind of like, I think what the one by, we both finished it. And you gave me yours and I have mine.
Oh, yes. It's
Lala's shawl.
Lala's shawl, yeah.
Yeah.
I didn't like the shape of it, even though it was addicting to make.
Oh, it was great to make, and it was bulky weight yarn. And I think if I used a slightly bigger hook than necessary, we'd still get the drape. I'm worried about a shawl that heavy being bulky and not
Right.
having enough drape to it. But
But you'd be able to go up a hook, you know,
couple of
hooks,
hook sizes that I want to.
and then you would have this really warm. It would work up super quickly.
Oh yeah, I would have to figure out. I'd probably do my own yarn with that because it would be quite so expensive to buy that much bulky weight yarn.
Right.
Um,
And maybe the first one, well, it's not really scrappy if it's white, but
no, I wouldn't do. I already have a white shawl.
yeah, I mean, this thing is like that could be really warm and happy.
Mm-hmm.
And then you wouldn't have to dye them all the same color. Like you would do ones, you would do a skein at a time, maybe dyeing, and then go, oh no, I want a different one in there. You wouldn't, maybe you don't even have it dyed all at one time.
Well, the thing is that
It all depends on your planner. For
Yeah, because some, I don't necessarily want this kind of a shawl in all solids because then
Uh-huh.
it just looks like stripes.
Right.
So I want to have some variegated or some speckled or some speckled.
But that's what I'm saying. You could dye some like a skein at a time, and then you change. You decide as you go. Oh, I want this kind of yarn for the next section.
Well, the thing you have to be aware of with a shawl like this is that it's not going to take the same amount of yarn.
No, it's not. But you
So,
would be able to determine after you might do one for the first time, and then you'd have to maybe increase the amount of skeins you do as you go.
Right. And let me put this in here.
But yeah, it was something I was thinking about when we were talking about yours earlier,
Now this one,
or talking about mine rather.
This one is the reason that I had so little work last time we podcast. I mean, I had almost the same amount of projects, but not a whole lot of work done on any of them. Because a lot of times when I was in the, I was waiting for my husband to get out of surgery last Monday, and while I was in the hospital, I worked predominantly on the white blanket and this particular project, which was not in existence. This is my Emma bag, my Emma Al bag. She gave it to me. I love it. Thank you very much, Emma. And this, I don't know who made it because it doesn't have a tag in it, so I don't know if Emma made it or if somebody else made it, but
Because mine had a tag in it, I think.
Yeah, I don't think Emma made this one, but I love it because it was hers and she gave it to me. But anyway, this is my Mint Surprise baby blanket from the Sarah Bell scarf pattern. Yes, nobody's surprised. By Sarah Sweethearts, and the yarn is Yarnspirations Caron Baby Cakes, worsted in aqua, icy aqua.
And baby cakes was a new thing to me. I'd never seen it before. I think it's really cool because it's already pre-skein. You don't have the pound of love issue where your skein keeps falling apart.
And I think this is maybe a third, maybe a quarter. I don't know. It's a good portion finished. And I did most of this at the hospital. Well, I think I had one row maybe started, and I did the majority of this in the hospital.
That always works up quickly for you.
Yeah, it works up really quickly. The yardage is 590 yards.
That's nice.
560 yards of worsted. So it's a comparable to Miss Babs, only it's worsted.
Do you have enough multiple skeins or just the one?
Well, we'll talk about that in the stash enhancements.
Okay.
So this is, I like this color. I wanted something that could go for a boy or girl. Mm-hmm. And you can pretty much do that for anything but pink now.
Yeah.
Maybe yellow. Although yellow's always been a
neutral
color. So
the one that I kind of feel like can be a little feminine is lavender.
Lavender, maybe.
Even though I know that people do use it for both.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know why it feels so girly to me.
Oh, I'm done.
Oh, okay. So, did you just do one?
Yeah, I only have one left.
Oh,
11.
Oh, okay. Well, then here's my last one. In my Silver Shed USA Oops It's a Bunny bag with artwork by Davina. This is the Bunny Putt dishcloth pattern by me. And I really love these blues that I'm using from Knit Picks Dishy.
Mm-hmm. They're pretty.
This darker blue was one that I hadn't opened yet. And I really love it with this, with it, I think it's Azure, I think it is.
It's very pretty.
So I really like it. We were talking about how this really matches the theme of our kitchen, which tends to be blues and pinks. So we'll see whether or not this one goes to charity or whether this one goes to our house, and then I make another one for charity in the same colors because it really does go with our kitchen.
Mm-hmm. At least for the time being.
Well, I'm not sure you would change your whole color scheme. I don't see you.
I don't want to change my color scheme, even if we change a bunch of stuff in there.
I mean, I would be surprised if you took down the wallpaper.
Oh, we have to take down the wallpaper. Some of it is peeling in hidden areas.
Are they?
Yeah. I'm not a big fan of wallpaper.
I'm not either, but ours gives our kitchen kind of a country feel to it.
Well, I think I would keep maybe something like a kind of similar to when you have a wood with a chair rail. Mm-hmm. Only have it be wallpaper. You know.
Yeah.
They have those border type things.
Yeah, because I mean, it makes our kitchen very homey. Mm-hmm. And I'm afraid if they're gone, we would lose that sweet little hominess.
Yeah. Right now it has roosters. I'd kind of like to change to something that I want to have there.
Right. I
don't know what it'll be yet. We'll see.
Well, knowing, things that you tend towards, I could see hearts. Mm-hmm. I don't know.
We'll see what happens. It's a while. Right now we're going to get the floor done. My husband's going to call someone to replace our floor in the kitchen because during the pandemic, our floor when we bought the house, it had a vinyl floor, and because I use a heat mop, that has heat to take up the dirt, some of the glue came off of it and it's starting to peel back. So we wanted to get a stone floor or a tile floor or something like that. That's a little easier to clean, and B, a little tougher. It's not going to come up off the floor if I wash it.
Right.
So,
You have to make sure we don't overflow that our dish dryer thing, because
right.
if something falls out on a stone or tile floor, it's gonna break, not the stone or tile.
Well, either one, depending on,
Yeah, depending on what falls.
what falls.
Yeah.
And, I mean, we always have extra tiles for that kind of stuff. But I'd kind of like to have, when we were in Belgium, the second time when had the two kids with Mike, not when I was in high school, they had floors that were actual like brick. I really liked it. It was very durable and everything. And they must have had it polished to some way.
That would be weird in it.
It wasn't rough. It wasn't rough. It was like some kind of stone or brick or something like that, but it had been, like you'll see when you have sea glass or something.
Mm-hmm.
It had been smoothed.
Oh, okay.
Let's see here. You used to bounce on your knees on it.
Well, I mean, I was like 1, so I can't really remember that.
I still to this day think that's part of the reason why you have a problem with your knees.
I had asked the doctor about that, and they said it wasn't that. It was just Ehlers-Danlos.
Yeah, I don't agree with that.
Yes, because
I'm the mom. Okay.
And that supersedes
It does.
doctor knowledge.
It does. About that, it does. Wow. They don't know how much bouncing you did. You refused to walk. You just bounced. All right.
Can't imagine that was very comfortable.
I can't. I didn't understand why you wouldn't crawl and you wouldn't stand. You just bounced everywhere.
I wouldn't talk either.
No, you wouldn't. Well, that's because Davina talked for you. Taya wants this. Taya wants that. No, let Taya talk. Taya wants this. Taya wants that.
I wonder how right she was most of the time, or if it was things that she wanted and she put in my.
No, I don't think, at that point before her disability really set in, because, you guys were close enough in age, and she would just look at you, so probably thought, okay, she's crying, and this is the situation. I want this, so Taya probably wants this, and she didn't do it a lot.
No, I just would wonder how she would figure out and how often she would have been right.
I think kids have kind of an innate, when they're real little, kind of, Okay, what are we next doing?
So no rips, right? No frogs?
No frogs.
That leads us on to FOs. So I need to move my my pattern that I'm working on.
I need to relax.
So I can grab my bag of FOs. Because it's an FO party. So the first one I finished, she's really crushed in here.
Aww.
She has been working already. This is Candy. She sits on one curtain rod with Cyrano, where Luz, L-U-Z, sits on my other curtain rod with Milo. And the four of them protect me from light coming over my curtains to hit the ceiling and really upsetting my my light sensitivity. It really diminishes some of the reactions I have. So she's a good girl, and I really love how her yarn worked up. This is not Miracle Jen, her daughter.
Yeah. Hobbly Hoy.
Yes, Hobbly Hoy, and the colorway is Candy Floss. So Candy's a sweetheart, and she didn't deserve to be crushed in a bag. You're a good girl, and you need to be posted. I need to take a picture of you so you can be posted in the bookworm thread.
I almost took that thread out, but if you're going to be putting it in.
So other people have been using it. I think Steph uses it.
Well, she has a whole army of bookworms.
Yeah.
Whichever the one is that started it for us.
Yeah.
Did she started it for us, or did you?
I started the thread, but I started it because of her.
She has a lot of cute little bookworms. Some of them don't have glasses because they don't want glasses.
Oh, okay.
I didn't want glasses.
So this had been on the needles for a while, and this is a purple Bunny Butts dishcloth, and this is going to Brittany for charity once I finish a few more. Then the next, let me take them off. I have, and they do have skids on the bottom.
Which they didn't have last time.
No,
we
last
podcasted.
time they didn't have skids on the bottom, and I also added a few rows on to make them stay on a bit better. I probably didn't do a gauge, knowing me. So if I'd done a gauge, maybe they would have been a little bit taller, or maybe I just like my slippers not to slip off more than other people. But these are my fuzzy bunny slippers. I think they're actually called the women's bunny slippers on Lovecraft.
Do they have men's?
I don't know.
I can't picture a man wearing bunny
No.
slippers.
I think they just want to emphasize that it was for women, that the size is for women. And the original design, the original pattern had little ribbons in front of the ears, and like they made eyelashes. I didn't want all that. So I didn't do the ribbons and I didn't do the eyelashes. I made the eyes and nose according to what I wanted. So yeah, I've been wearing them. They're comfy. Oh, I think my pom-poms have gotten a lot more sturdy. This has been holding up to the abuse pretty well. They actually feel good even like if you have no socks on, which is great. And what I really like about this, the whole reason I made it, is there's a double layer here with the sole and then the bottom of the actual slipper. And I think the sole is even maybe, or it's a thick layer. There might be two pieces. I can't remember. Anyway, the sole, with the sole on the bottom, it creates this nice, firm, thick layer. So it helps with my neuropathy if I can't stand really touching things with the bottoms of my feet. Like when I elevate my feet and maybe it hits a wall or something like that. It just provides, or maybe I don't want my feet on the ground or something. It provides a little extra layer of protection without overheating me too much. Then the final FO, he lives in our front room, and this is the Baby Bunny pattern by, I think it's Lauren Pistorio.
So pretty.
And I finally finished him. His ears are so small because he is a baby bunny. And there's his little pom-pom tail. And he lives on Mom's antique Swift. The way this lady designs, the way her heel is done, is absolutely genius. She has some really smart ways of just designing things. And he does have like, his chest is thinner and he goes out into a little bit bigger belly.
Mm-hmm. Because he's a baby.
Yes. But I love the way he's seated. And Dad thought he was adorable. Once he realized he was going to do the little plastic eyes, he wanted him in the front room. So yeah. There he is. He was only born like Friday.
He was born yesterday.
So I'll put him back in the bag right now, but we can keep it open for him so he can breathe. Like, because that's a problem, apparently. Okay. So next ends up being shop news.
Okay, shop news. I didn't really have a lot of shop news last time, and I only have slightly more this time. I am going to be dyeing up more yarn. I'm very grateful to the people who have contacted me. They wanted to have me hold some yarn, which makes me happy. And I dyed up some yarn for Talia for, it's a gigantic sport weight yarn skein. It's one of my limited editions just because I'm trying it out. I think it said a true sport. I'm not sure if it's between a sport and a fingering, like maybe a light sport or a heavy fingering.
Uh-huh.
But you'll be able to tell better when you look at it. But I did it in the Pennies from Heaven colorway. And I think it's a little darker than my normal because I was trying to figure out what the ratio was for that much of a bigger skein. And I rinsed it and washed it about 10 times and it's still bleeding a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
But for what I'm giving it to her for, if she still wants it, is
I'm sure it'll be fine.
Is one piece, and it's one thing, so it's not going to bleed into anything. So I was really happy with the way it turned out. My daddy liked it. My husband really liked it. So he's not really one for variation and stuff, and there is depth to this, and just the nature of the dyeing allows the colors to break.
Right.
So it's really pretty. I like it.
I look forward to seeing it because I haven't seen it yet.
Right.
I slept all yesterday.
I hope that,
Oh, honey, did I just get it?
as I say, I do hope that I can get some yarn done soon. Maybe some more summer colors, maybe easing in some fall colors, and then looking at stuff I'm going to be putting in for Christmas. I want to put into the shop maybe what I had in the kits last year to be available as skeins to be sold. I thought about doing it for July, and I just said, well, I'll just wait until Christmas time, or around October maybe, to start dyeing that stuff up. The Christmas colorways that only the people who did the kits last year got.
Right.
So, we'll have that to look forward to. It's just been really difficult to find any amount of time to dye yarn where I didn't maybe have to do bills or clean something or something like that, because of all that was going on between Mike's surgery and all the other kind of stuff. So hopefully that'll settle down. My husband should be going, well, we'll talk about my husband going back to work or whatever at the end, but hopefully things will be settling down the next week or so.
And I was just checking my calendar to see, I knew it was coming up pretty soon, so August 2nd, the Palm Pup pattern that was for 6 months a patron-only pattern, it's now going to be released as of August 2nd to Etsy and Lovecraft.
Yay.
So keep your eye out for the Palm Pup. I know I haven't been doing a lot of designing this year. My brain hasn't really been up to it. I've mostly been working, when I've been working on designs, I've mostly been on designs that I had previously written earlier in the year before like my brain completely died. So, there we go. I just have not been able to keep up the pace that I was keeping up last year.
You can go through, phases and.
So really not a lot for shop news from me. That then leads us on to reading, watching, that kind of thing.
I finished my Pocket Full of Rye by Agatha Christie, and I continue to read Mother Teresa and The Hobbit and A Walk with Mary by Edward Shree, which is a religious book. A Woman for Our Times, which is about Mother Thecla. She's one of our Paulines. And we haven't done the Divine Office for Dodo, so I don't know why I still have that up there.
Yeah,
we are reading it, but we haven't done it.
We haven't done it because I was on
Retreat.
virtual retreat already.
And then Abandonment to Divine Providence. I'm still reading that as well. I have been listening. I finished The Blue Train, listening to that. Mm-hmm. And I am now listening to The Third Girl. Hugh Fraser's reading it, and I'm enjoying that. So, and I've got some books in the wings that I want to start, but I haven't started them yet. Been doing a lot of trying to figure out what I want to keep and what I want to jettison of things,
Right. For me, let's see. My reading, well, I did finish a few books. I've been rereading Timothy Zahn's original Thrawn's. I was having trouble pulling the word out. Thrawn series, not the new trilogy that he started, where I think he actually is still currently writing. I'm not even sure if it's a trilogy. Not where it's like prequels leading up to where it talks about him when he first joins the Empire and things like that. I've started that series, still to finish the first book, but I'm talking about the original one where Thrawn is first introduced, because that's the first time Timothy Zahn wrote his character into the universe. So I read and finished Heir to the Empire by Timothy Zahn and Dark Force Rising by Timothy Zahn. Also finished reading Amy Robsart's A Life and Its End by Christine Hartwig. I had stated last time that she does have a bit of a bias, but she lets you know right at the beginning. So, read things knowing that she has a certain point of view when she comes into the book. And then I read The Temptation of Elizabeth Tudor by Elizabeth Norton. That sounds like it's a title that should belong in like a trashy novel or something. Mm-hmm. It's not. It deals with actual historical events where actually she was pretty well harassed as a teenager by someone who was in a step-parentish sort of role. So, who was supposed to be in charge of keeping her, being a guardian after Henry died, and really no one stepped in to protect her in that situation. So she was really put in a bad situation where a teenage judgment really wasn't up to making sure she always was handling it the best way. So she was really failed in that way by the adults around her. Then I have been reading Peace and Prayer, Wisdom from Teresa of Avila. Also have been reading Sacred Story and Ignatian Examined for the Third Millennium.
Yeah.
Hmm?
No, go ahead.
Started Queen of the Conqueror, The Life of Matilda, Wife of William I by Tracy Borman, also known by another name William is before he conquered England, but not the name he would prefer. So he would prefer William the Conqueror or William I, not the other name. Yes. People can be rather cruel. Some of the names that they would call people, particularly if you look at the Holy Roman Emperors. I mean, you had Charles the Bald, Charles the Fat. They were not, I think they were both Charleses. They were not particularly nice to their rulers. So, unfortunately, William's name fell in kind of the same general idea, even though he wasn't a Holy Roman Emperor. I have been reading The Fellowship of the Ring by J.R.R. Tolkien. I started doing it on my Kindle, and then I found my physical version, which, as you can see, this is an old, probably was put out before the movies came out, just by the fact that it doesn't have anything to do with the movies on the cover. My version of the Two Towers is like this one, but my Return of the King, you could tell, came out after the movies because there's a picture of Viggo Mortensen as Aragorn on it, and it's a lot crisper. It doesn't have that nice old book feel where the edges are kind of soft. Whereas with the Return of the King, it's got kind of sharp edges, and it's not nearly as soft. So this is very nice and comforting old book feel and smell, and so I've just started, when I read the Lord of the Rings, the Fellowship of the Rings, I am reading it from my physical form, so it gives me a different kind of format. And we are about to leave the Shire with Frodo. He's taking his own sweet time, and I always forget because the movie does it differently, but Pippin traveled with them from the start.
Right.
Merry was already waiting for them in Buckland, getting Frodo's little house ready with Fatty Bolger.
Yeah.
But
At the end, the house.
the house, yes. And they actually didn't leave like in a rush with Gandalf pushing them out the door or anything. Frodo took his own time. He left on his and Bilbo's birthday. And he left with Pippin and Sam. So it's very different than what the movie chose to depict. And I always forget because I've watched the movie more recently than I've read the books with any sort of attention. So.
And The Hobbit, I'm at the riddles between Gollum
that's
and
a great.
Gollum and Bilbo.
Now, I was talking to a friend, and she and I agreed that was the one thing that the Hobbit movie did do well.
Right.
When they finally were away from their whole like obsession with hot dwarves. Anyway, we're not going to get started on how much I hate
we're
the
not,
Hobbit
because
movies.
Daddy's out there, so just...
But that was the only scene that they did well, because they really didn't give Bilbo his due. It was Bilbo's movie. Should have been one movie, but they should have been Bilbo's movies because it's called Hobbit. But the only scene, they might have did some of the Smaug scenes okay.
Yeah, they were good.
But really, the Riddles in the Dark, because that's the name of the chapter, the Riddles in the Dark section is good, and the movie handles well what you see in the book.
He did pretty well in the scene with the spiders.
They changed it though.
Yeah.
They made him too competent too quickly.
Let's not go into that because Daddy's waiting for us.
Yes.
We need to go.
But I was okay with the spiders, but it wasn't my favorite. And then I'm reading Last Command by Timothy Zahn.
That's a good book too, I think.
So that's the final one in that trilogy.
Yep. Okay, so what's next?
Then that leads us on to thank yous and stuff.
No, stash enhancements.
Oh, I thought we did that. Sorry, stash
No,
enhancements. Go ahead.
All right, let me just...
We usually use that stash enhancements before books. That's why I forgot.
Well, you went so fast into it, I said, okay. All right. I'm usually pretty flexible about that kind of thing. stash enhancements, I have the book that Talia mentioned, Sacred Story. I got that as well. I haven't started reading it yet, but I'm looking forward to it, and I want to catch my yarn like you did. I got some paintbrushes to help me with my yarn speckling. We went to Michael's 2 weeks ago. I think about 2 weeks ago, or a little less than 2 weeks ago. And this is the other cake of yarn. It's the same color as what I've got in the mint blanket. Mint blanket. And then I got this because when Talia went on retreat, the director for her retreat is the same person who handles the HFI retreats. And so I knew that if he was mentioning these books for her retreat, it's going to be mentioned in our retreats.
Right.
So when he said these books, I went and got Sacred Story, and I got this one, which is 40 Weeks, and it's based on St. Ignatius. And I haven't really looked at it yet. I wanted to look at Sacred Story first, because you're not supposed to go ahead of these books.
You're not supposed to do it either with the other one.
No, so you have to start, and you have to go forward. You can't look ahead. You just have to do. So I just wanted to see if there's places to write in here, and there is, but I will probably use a notebook so I can use this over and over again. So that's basically it for that.
And I really don't have anything to show.
Okay. So if you want to hear about personal stuff, you can stay for a few more minutes. If you don't want to hear about personal stuff, you can we can say goodbye and wish you the best of everything and a wonderful week and everything. But before you leave, we do want to say thank you to the people who did YouTube comments and PHN comments, just in case you want to leave. We want to thank Steph, Fiber Hermit, Looney Hiker, Stephanie, Miss Pogo, Wendy MacGyver, Jodadiah, B-Wing, which is Brittany, and Rena. I want to thank you all for taking the time to comment. And if I didn't mention you, it's because you weren't there when I
haven't seen anyone else pop up.
I haven't either. So we were grateful for everyone who comments. We were grateful for everybody who watches. Thank you. So if you don't want to hear about the personal stuff, it's not going to be long. It's not going to be graphic.
No,
because
I'm getting a little bit tired.
But you can go ahead and we'll say goodbye, and we'll see you next week, hopefully. Okay? So give me a minute here. I think they're probably gone now.
Yeah.
Excuse me. Not a whole lot to say because Ty's getting tired and my husband's waiting for lunch. But my husband's surgery went well. I want to thank the people who have been in contact with me and or Talia, asking about Mike, asking about us. A couple people in particular, you know who you are, have contacted me more than once. I want to thank you for that because it's very supportive, and it's very nice to know that people are thinking and praying for us. His surgery went really well, and he was a little sore for actually it was quite sore for a couple of days, and then even though it was orthoscopic, he was still very sore.
It's the location.
Yeah, So an appendectomy, which happens to be right in this area, so every time you move,
Cough or anything
like that. So he's doing really well. He has a follow-up tomorrow, and he hopefully goes back to work on Wednesday. So he's been home, I guess by the time he goes back to work, maybe 10 or 12 days.
Maybe, I'm not sure.
And he'll go back to work. And, basically, Taya, I let her talk. She's tired and stuff like that, but...
Yeah, I was on retreat all week, so not a lot to report there, but, yeah, I am a bit tired. I think we're supposed to have weather today.
Yeah, so I'm going to just say that I'm okay. Davina's okay. I did have to go in on Friday because we have a lot of ticks going around, and I thought maybe I'd bitten by a tick. Went in, they didn't seem to think it was a tick. They gave me some topical stuff. They said maybe I had a reaction to a bite, or maybe it was something a little different, and they gave me a topical, and they said if it doesn't work, to let them know. I'm waiting to hear about the results from the blood work. They took that just in case. You want to hit all the bases. I'm sure I'm fine. I just wanted to say that's basically what happened there. We're basically fine. God has been good to us. So we want to head out now because Ty's getting tired and Mike is waiting. But we want to wish you a very, very blessed week full of knitting or crocheting or whatever it is that makes you happy. And we hope to see you here again for the Fun in the Woman Cave on next Saturday. This is the Pen, Hook, and Needles podcast, episode
462.
462, and that's a wrap.
Bye.